Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bible study. Today we are going to learn about the Nephilim, which are in the Bible. Sometimes the name is kind of weird. We don't know why what it means, and when we read the Bible, we stumble on those words. And I translated when I went to Hebrew translation. It's called the fallen ones, and we are in Genesis 6. All right, let's dive in. So, wickedness in the world. Genesis 6, verse 1. When the human beings began to increase in number on the earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful, and they married any of them they chose. Wow. All right, let's pause. Let's pause a little bit here. Let's go back in the text here and see what actually happened when human beings began to increase. So from Adam and Eve, they multiplied, they increased, as God said, multiply and fill the earth. So they multiply and in number, and the daughter was born. Because now I know we were just men and men were born, like we know from Cain and Abel, and then Abel died and Seth born, but then girls, daughters were born, and they were beautiful. And who got the eyes on those girls? It says the Son of God saw that the daughters of humans were beautiful. Sons of God. All right, so who are the sons of God? Excuse me. In the translation, in the translation, it says they're angels. God created angels to help human beings. So they connect with heaven, come down, help humans. And there are some certain assignments they have to do. So they come on the earth as field assignment, they go back up to God, they help, they have certain things they have to do. And plus worshiping God when they go up, praising God. And these sons of God, they saw that the daughters of human, they see, of course, they come as in the spirit. Most of us, we are not able to see them. Some of people, they see them coming you see how they are, who they are, how they look. Some they can perceive that in the spirit. Not most of us, we don't. And they come and they supposed to probably take care of them, guard them, um, make sure they don't hurt themselves, they don't have accidents, more like protection angels. But these certain ones, they came with God assignment and they fell. They fell in disobedience to God. Their eyes deceived them and saw that the girls, they were beautiful. They were beautiful. But then in disobedience to go back or to do their assignments, what they were supposed to do, they thought, no, we are going to make another step. We want those girls. And they start marrying them. So again, those fallen angels, that's why Nephilim is called the fallen ones. Those fallen angels married girls from the earth because they were beautiful. So what attracted to them was the beauty. Now, angels, they do have abilities. They have abilities of so many things they can do, more than a human being. They can fly, they can fight in the spirit. You may not even see them. They fight the bad ones. You don't even see what's going on in the spirit. If God will open your eyes to see what's going on, you'll be surprised how many things are going on in the spirit. but now these are fallen ones. So since they've fallen and in disobedient, wickedness get attached to them. Everything that it goes in the disobedience of God is they're fallen from God's purpose, desire, what they were created for. They fell from the will of God. They fell from, I say, pretty much disobedience. It makes people fall even today. They do not obey God, the will of God, and they end up in the wrong way. Now, that's why these fallen angels became wicked. Now, the humans, I just say the mother of the girl, or the parents of these girls, they saw this coming. Then it comes, in mighty, like a mighty warrior, has superpowers, is an angel. Immediately they give the girls with no problem. So they could have they chose any of them. Probably the humans, like father and mother, say, yes, take my daughter. You like my daughter, take mine. Imagine. They have no problem choosing the beautiful they wanted, the most beautiful ones. Now they get married, and of course, the girls start conceiving, and they get this mix of angels, fallen angels, and humans, and it is what the name comes from, Nephilim. Okay, the combination. And let's see what it says in verse 3. Then the Lord said, my spirit will not contend with humans forever, for they are mortal. Their days will be 120 years. Remember that Adam, when he was made by God, now if you go back in the Bible, he lived more than 900 years. He lived almost 1,000 years. Wow. And then after that, it got much lower, the life. It got to 800, 7, 6, 5, you name it. At this point, when the wickedness came in the world through the Nephilim, God cut him off to 120. And I say no more than 120. But look at today. If we have somebody to live over 100, poor, like will be like, I would say, they will be either paralyzed or mentally disabled. They live over 100. It's rare they have their own mind, or they can keep their own body, intact. But over 100 years old will be just 100, just say 103, 104, which is rare. We have a big celebration. I mean, I don't see that too often. I've seen 100 years old, and some of them, they don't even remember how old they are anymore. But roughly, even over 90 years old, it's a big celebration. I would say roughly, people, they live, if they have a good life, over 80, like it will be 85, 86. But 120, it's a big number still for us. All right. Verse 4, the Nephilim were on the earth in those days, and also afterward, when the sons of God went to the daughters of humans and had children by them. Okay? The fallen ones, the Nephilim, would look like just with the wings for angels, and they came in, the fallen angels, and they married with the daughters and had children of them. All right? They were the heroes of old, men of renown. Now, why they call them heroes? They have superpower, super strength. They could defeat anybody on the earth. They could fight with any human being and they defeat them. Now, plus, if you think about, they're coming from the throne of God. They've seen heaven. They have all that knowledge, what's out there, what they have, and they bring the knowledge, excuse me, the knowledge and the wisdom from the throne of God, all what was going on in heaven, and what they have, and they brought it to the earth, like just say weapons. They were like in expertise making weapons, making things, making chariots, making all kinds of things. And it would be like with they didn't have to use much of the strength because they were strong already. Till a human being will defeat one of these, it was pretty much impossible. So there's still Nephilim were very bad, were killing people, were destroying things. They were not, that's why they said the wicked. Nothing was good in them. Let's go next. Verse 5. The Lord saw how great the wickedness of the human race had become on the earth, and that every inclination of the thoughts of the human heart was only evil all the time. Everything what they have in their thoughts was to kill, destroy, do damage. They make those weapons for war. If you just say something, or they will fight you or destroy, like just imagine like a Nephilim, the estimated height would be 10 to 18 feet. It's how tall they were. And not just that they were like built big, tall and big, and their thoughts were just evil. You want to probably be around them. Imagine how scared and horrified it will be just to have one coming beside your house. They'll be smash you in the house in the heartbeat. So you can see how what God sees now. The Lord regretted in verse 6 that he had made human beings on the earth, and his heart was deeply troubled. Wow. It's hard to make God's heart troubled, like deeply troubled, like was in sorrow, because he's seen all this wickedness. Like he is created man, but all of a sudden with the angels, fallen angels, it becomes all these giant killing machines, destroying everything, destroying the human being, and they get multiplying numbers. So God had a plan. Let's go next. And imagine, like, that's why I put that picture. Imagine how small they were in compare with these giants, with these Nephilims. So the Lord said, I will wipe from the face, in verse 7, of the earth of human race I have created, and with them the animals, the birds, and the creatures that move along the ground, for I regret that I have made them. God has a plan to wipe everything out of this earth. He made a plan, and he was looking for also if there's anybody. Always when God has a plan, he's looking for somebody on the earth that who has a pure heart. Even when Jesus to be born, he's looking for a girl with pure heart. When want to wipe everybody else, he's looking for a man with a pure heart that he will be obedient to God. He's looking for somebody that he could trust, he'll be obedient. Verse 8, but Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord. It's better to find favor with God. God can use you in the higher scale, and is using Noah to wipe entire earth. Got Noah to build a boat and get the animals and his family and save them. And wipe all these Nephilim completely down. Now, because they were like Nephilim, they look like that. We don't have much of description of them, but I assume they look like that. They will not be able to go back to heaven, but they are. That's why God want to wipe everybody on the earth, except one who had pure heart and find favor in God's eyes, and was Noah and his family. You better find favor in God's eyes. Why? because God can use you if you're completely obedient. God knows you're completely obedient to God. If God asks you for something, you will do it for Him no matter what. It was nothing, probably not even raining, and people mock Noah big time. Is like he carried all that shame for all these years, but he was obedient. When God told him something, he did not question. He just went ahead and built. It took a long time to build the boat for putting so many animals, but he did it. God always have somebody who is following God's rule, obedience, and the will of God. All right. Now I tried to compare a little bit, and I found in the Bible about giants. So that was in Genesis after God wiped everybody else except Noah and his family and animals and birds that Noah saved on this earth. Now we go there, Deuteronomy 9, 1 to 12, 1 to 2. And so that's later on in the Bible. And verse 1, hear Israel, you are now about to cross the Jordan to go in and disposes nations greater and stronger than you, with large cities and have walls up to the sky. Because if there were giants in the land, they make walls up high, okay, because they were tall. The people are strong and tall, Anakites. So Anakites were giants, but this was after the flood. So speculation what happened before the flood, they were like Nephilims. You see with the wings. After the flood, speculation of what happened, why we still have giants if God destroyed everybody else. They were still either in the gene of Noah, maybe not, but in the spirit. They're like strong, like giants, and transfer. So the spirits transfer, even though everything was back to normal and Noah got, with his family and all that, those spirits, like a strong and tall man, got into their generations. So the speculation is of, because nowhere says exactly how we got back these giants, but these are giants. They are not Nephilims, they are giants, and they're called Anakites. And it says, you know about them and have heard. It says, who can stand up against the Anakites? Because they're like giants were about 9 feet tall. Nephilims were 10 to 18 feet tall. So imagine, you can see the end 18 feet tall. It's how big they were, like Nephilims. But giants were 9 feet tall. It's still big. They're still big. Imagine like I'm a little bit over 5 feet, almost double than me. Imagine, still tall. Numbers. We saw the Nephilim there, the descendants of Anak came from the Nephilim. We seem like grasshoppers in our own eyes, and we look the same to them. 1 Samuel 17. So I found all this in the Bible. So it's just to see with giants, like what we are like. So the Anakites were a tribe with strong, tall men. Then 1 Samuel 17, 4-7, a champion named Goliath who was from Gath. This is different. Gath is different tribe. They're still giant. Is still as a giant. Goliath was one of the giants. Came out of the Philistine camp. So this was in the time of David. His height was 6 cubits and a span like about 9 feet tall. Could be much higher, but they were like large ones. He had a bronze helmet on his head and wore a coat of scale armor of bronze weighing 5,000 shekels. On his leg he wore bronze greaves, and a bronze javelin was slung on his back. His spear shaft was like a weaver's rod, and its iron point weighed 600 shekels. His shield bearer went ahead of him. Imagine this giant with all this like so intimidating, has with a helmet and armor and everything else on the top of him. He was intimidated. Like even though you tried to throw spears and all that on him, he was all with armor and everything that nobody will touch him or hurt him. And that was in the time when David came in place. And the man of God, who can stand God and his people. All right. Now we go in Joshua when they tried to go in the Holy Land, which was Canaan. They encounter the giants, and what God tells him to kill them. In Joshua 11, verse 21 to 22. At that time Joshua went and destroyed the Anakites from the hill country, from Hebron, Debir, and Anab, from all the hill country of Judah, and from all the hill country of Israel. Joshua totally destroyed them and their towns. Joshua with his people destroyed all of the giants, Anakites, those giants that came, that were in the land. And it says no Anakites were left in Israelite territory. None of them. Those were destroyed in Joshua time. Only in Gaza, Gath, and Ashdod did any survive. God came Goliath. The only one they survived, Goliath. I'm not sure how many brothers or sisters or whoever they had more, but in the time of David, they were all gone. David killed one, and I'm not sure there were more, but they were all killed. So now, even like giants, just say if you have a giant as your friend, he will defend you, right? But not only that, Philistines, like they were against Israel. Those people, they had these giants. So they come against Israel people, people of God. And they were just against God. They were cursing like Goliath. They were cursing God. They were just wicked people. Whoever, they were like tall giants. They're all wicked. I say maybe a transference from Nephilim, and a spirit of Nephilim came in these ones, and they continue for one point, and they were doing just bad things. I say if it came against Israel to kill him, nobody could go against one giant like that, except Joshua, his team, and David, as we know in the Bible. So now we know who are the Nephilims and who are the giants in the Bible. So I hope you enjoy this teaching, Bible study as much as I enjoy it. Till next time, I say goodbye. Goodbye now.